Good morning, guys. Good evening, good afternoon, good day, good week, good month, good year, good life. Wherever you are, it is Jonathan with One Big Impact, and I welcome you to my channel. Thank you so much for joining. Please go check us out on Facebook. Our group is called Healthy Living for Healthy Life, and also on Instagram at One Big Impact. So, today's video is This is Why You Suck as a Powerlifter. I want to first say that I don't consider myself like some world-class powerlifter by any means. I am not saying this from like an egotistical perspective or anything like that. I am talking specifically from what is the word? Oh my gosh, I just brain farted. From experience and things that I have realized that I have had problems with, and I have seen issues, whether it's with clients or other trainers or powerlifters or strength sports or athletes or anything like that. So first of all, I want to say I am not downing anybody in any way, shape, or form. I am not trying to make anybody look bad, or if you internalize this and think I'm specifically talking to you, then I am sorry, because that is not the case. This is a very general video, and it's just a title that helps us understand how to be a better powerlifter. Now, first of all, understanding that in competition, I have a 622 squat, 363 bench, and 666 deadlift. And I am going to nationals this year in September for the second time. June, July, August, September. Holy shit, that's like 4 months away. 4 months away? 3 months away? Shit's coming up. Okay, that's good. That's good. I don't never know what time it is in space. Holy shit, that's weird. I don't even know what day of the week it is. I just show up and fucking train people. So, that being said, the first thing is you're not sleeping 7 to 9 hours. And the first thing people is going to say, I can't fucking sleep. I don't have time to sleep. I don't have time. Shut the fuck up. Like, just shut the fuck up. Okay? I'm so tired of hearing shit like that. Like, you have time to sleep. If you have time to work on your car or go out drinking or go to fucking dinner or hang out with your girl or your ex when your girl's not around or whatever the fuck you're doing, you have time to sleep 7 to 9 hours a day. And you might be saying, what the fuck makes that so special? 7 to 9 hours. Why is that so perfect? Listen, if you want to be the top of your fucking game, you got to prioritize some shit. So sleep is one of those things. I sleep as I'm like tired. I sleep kind of weirdly, but it works for me. I always used to say back in the day, I get about 15 minutes of sleep at a time. Who the fuck cares what that means, all right? Fucking who cares? Like, if you're that person that's like, I can't fucking sleep, blah, blah. If it's really a fucking problem, go get a sleep study. Go to the doctor. Get some sleeping medication. Whatever the fuck you gotta do. Okay? But generally speaking, put your fucking phone down, leave it in the kitchen, go to bed at a decent time. Like, if you gotta be up at 3 o'clock in the morning, go to bed at fucking 6:30, 7 o'clock. You might be saying, I have kids. What the fuck are they doing awake so late? Send them to bed. Like, they don't give a fuck. They don't know what time bedtime is. Is there like a fucking national fucking average of bedtime? Shut the hell up. My show starts at this time. Do you care about your fucking show? Or do you want to be a better fucking powerlifter? An athlete. This doesn't even mean like you could be, do you want to be a better bodybuilder? Do you want to get more out of your fitness? Do you want to be able to lose more weight? Do you want to be a better powerlifter? Do you want to be better at whatever the fuck you're doing? This is a very vague thing, but this is specifically for this. Get some fucking sleep. I sleep usually between 5 and 6 hours, and then I go and sleep about an hour to 2 hours midday each and every single day right before I train. That's what I do. It's what works for me, and I prioritize sleep because I know that my training is absolute shit if I don't do so. The next thing is, I know that's a long fucking winded thing about sleep, and I'm sorry, but it's probably, in my opinion, the first and second most important thing that you can do to be a better powerlifter. This is not bodybuilding. You're not doing bicep fucking curls. You're putting hundreds of pounds on your back for multiple sets, multiple reps. It doesn't work tired. Get some rest. I can't take a nap. Shut the fuck up. We can all take naps. Stop sleeping in so fucking long, and you'll be fine. The next thing is, you don't know how to squat to depth, you don't know how to lock out a deadlift, and you don't know how to pause a fucking bench consistently. If I look over at you and say I'm in the gym, and I look over at you with my peering, judging eyes, and I see that you're not squatting to depth every single rep, or at least 95% of the time, what the fuck are you doing? You got to figure out how to fucking squat to depth. Put a fucking pad under your nutsack on the ground so that it gets your video from the side and say, yeah, this is depth. I got to touch this pad 1 billion times. Not maybe that many times, but every single time I squat, I gotta touch my pad, 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 touch my pad. Stop saying I need to fucking stare in the mirror. You're looking down at yourself. You can't tell where depth is. You should be able to pretty well figure out where the fuck depth to a squat is. If you don't, what the fuck are you doing? Why can I figure it out, but you can't? If you're unsure, squat to the fucking floor every fucking time. If you're unsure how to pause a bench, bring the son of a bitch down to your chest and fucking wait. Hold it there until you're almost dead and push it off. Boom, you pause the fucking bench. Do that consistently. Stop worrying about the fucking weight. Lock out a deadlift. Stand up, shoulders back. Stay there. Stare at the fucking wall for a whole minute. Boom, you did it. Now put it fucking down, okay? Don't do this half-ass, 3/4 fucking rep shit. There's no reason for all that shit, all right? Learn how to squat, bench, and deadlift perfect at every weight first. And then you can do stupid heavy shit because nobody gives a fuck what you can lift in a competition. The only thing that matters is what you can lift correctly. That's it. Nobody cares if your fucking squat's only 300. Who gives a fuck? Because guess what? If it's good, it's gonna be 325, and then 350, and then 400, and then fucking who knows where. You can't get really good at a shitty lift. Don't. You're not stupid. You can do better, okay? Now, next. You're not just powerlifting. The next thing is, you're trying to do too many fucking things at once. By day, you're a bodybuilder. By night, you're doing karate. By morning, you're running marathons. By afternoon, you're powerlifting. I don't know about you, but have you ever worked 4 fucking jobs at once? I have. How optimal are you at those jobs? You're a fucking zombie. Imagine how great you are as a zombie powerlifter. Shit. If you want to be the best powerlifter you could possibly be, stop doing 5 fucking sports and bring it down to 1. 1 fucking sport. You want to be a fucking triathlete? Cool. Be a triathlete. But I promise you, if you're in a triathlete and you stop swimming and you stop riding a bike, I bet you can finish a fucking marathon faster. Why? Because it's less. Why? Because it's more focus. Am I saying that from like, don't be a triathlete? No, it's a 3-sport thing. It's the same fucking thing as powerlifting. Squat, bench, deadlift. Running, bike, and swimming. Think about it. If you just go in and squat heavy, or you just go in and deadlift, this is a good explanation. You run last in a triathlon. You deadlift last in a full power powerlifting meet. If I show up and I just go out there and fucking deadlift 3 times, don't you think my fucking deadlift's gonna be a hell of a lot better than if I did some crazy fucking squats, some crazy fucking benches, and some crazy fucking deadlifts afterwards? Yes, same thing like a triathlon. Don't you think my marathon would be a hell of a lot faster if I hadn't ran a fucking or swam 2.4 miles in the fucking open water, trying to die and being eaten alive by catfish or whatever the fuck, and then running or biking 100 fucking miles? What the fuck? That is the same thing. If you're doing some other type of sport and then you're coming back and trying to be fucking recovered by the time you get to this, it's bullshit. It's not gonna happen, okay? I'm not saying go do a deadlift only meet, but what I am saying is stop doing 2 fucking types of sports at the same time. Bring it down to 1. You could do them in the beginning as a beginning powerlifter. Maybe you can do some 5Ks and stuff like that. I really don't think a 5K is that bad for most people. If I try to run a 5K and then try to come squat the next day, yeah, fucking right. Like right now, no. Could I get myself in a position where I could do that? Probably. Would I be an optimal runner? No. Would I be an optimal powerlifter? Probably not. But if I have goals where I'm trying to achieve those things, then whatever. But if you want to be the best you could be, try to hone it down over time as you become more qualified and better at a certain sport. The next thing is not eating. People tell me this all the time. Oh, I didn't eat much today. You came into the fucking gym to try to squat maximally, and you ate 800 calories today. Nah, good luck with that. Good fucking luck with that. By the time I get here, I usually have to have about 2 or 3 meals before I lift. And I'm not saying that's everybody, okay? But if you're like, oh, I don't have fucking time to eat, shut the fuck up. Like, you wake up, throw a fucking protein shake in your mouth, eat a fucking bowl of oatmeal, and go to the fucking gym. Stop saying you can't do shit. Because especially if you got 50 extra pounds on you, clearly, motherfucker, you figured out how to eat. Like, don't say that shit, okay? Don't tell me that shit. If you are going to the gym and you're going to do some crazy ass fucking shit, you had better have some motherfucking food inside your body to be able to fuel that fucking workout. If it's bicep curls or fasted cardio, maybe that's not such a big deal. But if you're going to put 500 pounds on your back and you think you're going to come back down from the fucking ground on yesterday's fucking meatloaf at noon, shut up. It's not going to work. I don't fucking think so. And in the same sense, you don't want to eat so much to where you're bloated and stuff like that. A big general rule of food is find your BMR. Whatever your calories are. If you need 2,000 calories or whatever, bring it up by about 250 above that. Then you break down your macros, 1 gram per pound of body weight for protein. Then 20 to 30% of that from fat. The remaining carbohydrates. Try to eat 99.9% of those carbohydrates before you lift or during your lift or anything like that. You can drink like Gatorades or have some carbs and stuff like that. Maybe some kind of Cliff Bar while you're lifting or something like that if you got really long sessions or anything. So understand that your nutrition is going to play a fucking key role in you actually being able to achieve what you want to achieve. The next thing is only powerlifting all the time. Motherfucker just told me to fucking powerlift all the time, and now he's telling me not to powerlift all the time. What I mean by that is, you're a powerlifter, but that does not mean that you don't have off seasons, okay? You have off seasons for a powerlifter. The off season for a powerlifter is to try to become a better powerlifter. It's to try to get better at the things that you suck at. If you got weak quads, then in the off season, meaning off season when you're not prepping for a meet, you're not peaking, and you're not in like a strength cycle, but you're kind of like in a powerlifting bodybuilding phase. You want to focus on, hey, I need to get stronger lockout. Maybe I need to get stronger triceps, or my quads suck. Maybe I need to do some belt squats or some front squats or some high bar squats or something like that. Maybe I need to get better at locking out my deadlifts, so I need to do some block pulls or something like that. Understand that if you don't bring those percentages back down and start working on the things that you suck at, your body's going to take a fucking toll. It's just going to rip it apart. I promise you. And I'm not saying that like you're still going to do variations of the lifts and stuff like that, but try to get away from so much so often. Maybe in the on season you're squatting 3 times a week. Maybe in the off season it's twice. Twice in a variation or something like that, or once in a couple variations. Maybe you're doing high bar squat, belt squat, and front squats or something like that. Instead of, oh my God, I'm competition squatting 3 times a week or something like that. So understand that you have to take time away from it to build those muscles up and build better. It doesn't mean you're going from fucking... You have to make sure the carryover is there. You're not going from competition squats to Smith machine sets of 15 in the off season. No. Like, there's no carryover to that. Like, you're going to get really fucking big quads that do absolutely nothing for your sport. You're probably going to actually go backwards. So be really careful about that. Try to keep them somewhat similar. Make sure the carryover's okay. And yeah, if you have questions about that, I can help with it. Doing random shit. Don't come in the gym and do random shit. Like, you need to have a program, stick to it, and get the fuck out. Like, if your program gets you in and out of the gym in an hour, and you're here for 3, doing random ab exercises and all this other shit, I'm not saying that you're not probably going to build a pretty good physique. The problem is your physique is not going to provide what you're trying to do. Your recovery is low. You're not going to be able to recover. You can only train from what you can recover from. If your body is kicked into the fucking dirt all the time because your abs are sore and you can't brace for a squat or something 2 days later or something like that, it's just not optimal. And trying to do random shit all the time, like randomly maxing out on push-ups when you don't do that, and then 2 days later you can't bench because your fucking chest feels like somebody hit it with a meat grinder. And then you're like, oh, I can't do that next time, but now I'm going to do 100 sets or 100 fucking 100 reps of cable flies. And you're like, oh, fuck, 2 days later, can't bench again. What the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck out of the gym. The next one is not learning how to be optimal. What I mean by that is, let me come back to that. Hold on. The next thing is rushing and not being realistic about your numbers, about your goals, about the things that you're trying to achieve, and coming in the gym and going nuts 24/7. You guys, there was a time a couple years ago when I just started powerlifting a few years back, and I was constantly maxing out. I was constantly ripping weights off the ground like a dickhead. I was folding over in my squat. I didn't really know too much about like what to look for as far as weaknesses. I just figured if you want to get better at a squat, you just have to squat. And for the most part, I do agree with that. But I think you're going to get to a certain point, and I think for me it was right after like 500 or something like that. I started having some significant issues with being very posterior chain dominant, like my back of my body. My deadlift was extremely way higher than anything else, and I was suffering quite a bit, not letting, having my body fold over and turning a squat into like a huge good morning and stuff like that. So keep that in mind, that you need to understand that you have to be realistic about your goals. If you come into the gym, say you've been deadlifting for 2 years consistently, and your numbers don't come up, maybe every couple months you get a 10 or 15 pound PR or something like that. Say you're at like a 400 pound deadlift, and you are training regularly and everything's optimal, your food, your sleep, and everything like that. And every month or so, you get a 10 or 15 pound PR. Every couple months, let's say. If you continue that, which it won't, maybe by the end of the year, in a year, you'll hit 500. If you say in a year and a half, I want to hit an 800 pound deadlift, dude, I'm not the one to say that you can't, okay? You probably could for some reason. If I say you can't, for some reason you can. But do the fucking math, okay? Do some simple fucking math. If it's 10 pounds every 2 months, that's 60 pounds a year, okay? So in a year and a half, that would be 90 pounds. If you're at 400, that's 490 pounds. Not 800, motherfucker. Not fucking 800. And the reason is not because I'm trying to say that you can't deadlift 800, because I do think that's possible for a lot of people. The problem is that if you set yourself up thinking in a year and a half I'm going to deadlift 800, when you get there and you're at 490, you're going to feel like a fucking sack of shit. But if you say, by the end of the year, I want to hit, or by in a year and a half, I want to hit 500, or maybe I want to worry about hitting a PR every 2 months at between 10 and 15 pounds. Low end 10, high end 20. Then in a year, if they were high end 20s, then maybe you hit 550 or something like that. You're way further than you needed to be. You're not at 450, you're at 550. You're 100 pounds higher than, just screwing around and stuff like that. So understand that goals need to be realistic, like they really fucking do. Like you can't just say, I'm going to deadlift it. Dude, like I was like that in the beginning. I'm not super crazy about worrying so much about numbers. I track them, and I am ridiculously religious about what did I do last week, what did I do the week before, what did I do the last cycle, what did I do a year ago, and stuff like that. And the reason is I'm not worried about what I haven't done yet. Who gives a fuck about what I've done? I come to today and what I have completed. That's all that fucking matters. Like, if I'm going to do, and this is where tracking is probably the single most important thing. Here's the thing. You're going to probably start using what's called the RPE scale, rate of perceived exertion. So rate of perceived exertion, if I'm at an RPE 8, maybe I got 2 left. Dude, I'm at a point to where I'm pretty good at RPE understanding it, but I'll be honest, like if I come in here and I don't know any numbers and I'm not tracking week to week and kind of paying attention to numbers, everything feels like an RP 7 or 8. Every fucking thing. I could put 225 on the bench and it feels like an RP 7 if I'm doing 8 fucking reps for pause of 3 count pause, 3 second pause or something like that. But in the same sense, I could do the same fucking thing for 280 or 290 and it feels the same. So it's really important to understand that tracking is invaluable, meaning extremely valuable. Hopefully that's the right word selection for that. If I did 225 for 3 sets of 6 last week, and I try to randomly PR, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I didn't PR. But if you looked at the numbers and you broke them down, you go, oh shit, I did 225 for 3 sets of 7. I'm stronger. Like, that's a win. Like, you have to take those miniature things and feel that, hey, maybe my 1 rep max didn't go up, but I'm clearly in a better position to make it go up later. And understand, you know how I said every couple months or something like that, like you get a 10-pound PR? I do not recommend constantly PRing unless you're brand new. If you're brand new within like the first year or so, then yeah, I think every once a month or once every couple months you could probably PR. I would err on the side of stopping doing that shit after that. And the reason I say that is because in the beginning they're not really fucking PRs. Like, you're just getting a little bit more proficient at lifting. When I pull a PR, I don't pull PRs now because I'm in the off season. But if I pull a PR, I'll be honest with you, a big single squat or something like that, it puts me out for a week. I need to come back a week later and try again on something similar or something like that. I can't just pull them all the time. But in the beginning, maybe you could pull a PR today and then the next day you could deadlift. And you just pulled the deadlift PR or something like that. If I pull a deadlift PR, say I pull 700 today or something like that randomly, I can't get 500 off the ground the next day. Like, it really does take a massive fucking toll on my body. And it's not like I couldn't do it, but like, if 500's not coming off the ground, I sure in the fuck don't want to do anything else. So just understand, as the better you become, the more proficient you become as a lifter, the better athlete you become and a better power lifter you become, you have to be more intelligent and understand that, hey, respect these fucking weights. When's the last time you stuck your finger in an electrical socket? Never, right? Because you did it one time and it was stupid and it hurt. So it's the same thing like PRs. Yeah, you could pull them in the beginning and stuff like that. Maybe stick your finger in there and it's funny for a couple times, but eventually when those weights get, 400, 500, 600 pound deadlifts or something like that, and you do some random dumb shit, guess what? You didn't stick your finger in an electrical socket. You just grabbed onto a 220 open bare plug and knocked your ass up against the wall. And then now you can't fucking deadlift for 3 months. So be careful, be mindful. I hope that information helped you. I know that was an extremely long video, but this is why you suck at being a power lifter. But these are also things that we can focus on, including myself, to be better power lifters, to be better athletes, to understand that we can get the most out of this, learn from yesteryear, not do dumb shit, make sure you prioritize recovery, do ice baths, foam rolling, make sure you're stretching. All of those things are important and extremely crucial to being the best version that you can be. If you are constantly taking from your fucking body, your body's gonna slap you in the fucking face and say, bitch, no more. Be stronger than your excuses. Remember to spread love, not hate. Drink your damn water. #Team Boo. Stay on track and get the fuck out of here.